All right, I'd like to call to order the Town of East Troy Planning Commission meeting for the month of November. I'd like the record to show that all the commissioners are present with the exception of Commissioner Smith, who's been excused, Commissioner Seeley has been excused, and Commissioner Dynick is in place. Thanks, Jess. How we operate is on a split meeting format. This is our informational meeting where we will have the applicant come up, give us an idea of what they want. We'll then ask questions. The commissioners will ask questions of the applicant. The applicant will sit down. We'll have a discussion amongst commissioners. At that point, we will open it up to the audience. If anybody in the audience would like to speak in favor of the proposal, then if anyone would like to speak against the proposal, and then if necessary, a short rebuttal from the applicant. After that, we adjourn to come back in 2 weeks, do any research we need to do, and we make our decision in 2 weeks at our decision-making meeting. That being said, that's not by ordinance. So if it is a straightforward decision we feel we can make tonight, we will make it tonight. The first item on the agenda is to review and approve the Plan Commission minutes from July 10th, July 17th, August 7th, August 21st, September 4th, October 2nd. Sent to commissioners. They were sent to the commissioners prior. Anybody still have any issues? Joe, you're good?
I'm good.
Okay. I know it was a lot. We were behind. We wanted to do it right. We were kind of going over our practices. If nobody has any input, I'd take a motion.
Well, just,
Yep, sir.
um,
Go ahead.
I hate to bring up anything, but all of these, or several of these, have June 19th listed as a date for a decision-making meeting. Does anybody know what I'm talking about?
I will double check them and revise them.
Yeah, I think it's just that it was a kind of boilerplate thing put at the front
Didn't get
of
changed.
each of them, and it didn't get corrected. It's not a real substantive change.
So we'll make that change, and I would take a motion to approve with that exception. Do we have a?
I make a motion that we approve the minutes of the meeting of July 10th for the corrected date, July 17th, August 7th, August 21st, September 4th, and October 2nd.
We have a motion to approve the amended minutes. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is a subdivision plan approval request. East Troy parcel PET 3100007, William and Pamela Berkey. If you could just come up and, we've seen you before, we know what you're talking about, but
Yeah.
feel free.
Pretty much the same thing. We're looking at dividing the 57 acres into 6 lots total. 4 of the lots being sold to family members to be, as a family homestead. Our Pam and I, our 3 sons, will be buying 3 of the lots, and their families will be building on those lots. That's our plan. And then the size of the lots for them are the 7.8 acre lots. We would be taking the 24 acre, I think it is. it's a little small for me to read.
And it's all blended in with the contours.
Yeah, and 2 additional 5 acre lots that we would sell off, sort of to get this road put in and get some utilities in with the proceeds from that. So that was our plan. And it was the same plan from the beginning. So it's kind of, we're going with the same thing. I guess that's it.
Any questions for the applicant amongst the commissioners? I know, Jess, this might be a little bit new to you. We approved the rezone already, basically based on this map.
Right.
Now it's kind of the official maps down to the 10th of a foot. So any questions for the applicant then? Okay, thank you. A quick discussion amongst commissioners. Again, we've already basically approved this map. I didn't see anything was like, oh my gosh, they changed this to a half-acre lot or anything that jumps out at me like they're trying to pull the carpet up. So for whatever it's worth. If there's no other discussion, I'd open it up to the audience. Would anybody in the audience like to speak in favor of the proposal? Would anybody like to speak against the proposal? All right, I think this is something we can act on tonight if somebody wanted to make a motion.
I move that we approve the subdivision plan for parcel number PET 31000007.
Second.
We have a motion to approve and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is an affidavit of correction restriction removal request. Lot 1, CSM 12270, Air Troy Estates. Parcel number PA 122700001. Robert Mick, owner, Allison Doffinger and Joe Bush. I'm sorry, I butchered I butchered the names and I apologize. You're the applicant. If you guys could, one of you could just come up and let us know what we're talking about here.
And Joe Bush represent the Robert Mick and Rob Mick's family. Did everyone get the package? Great. So essentially what we're looking to do, there's Robert sold his house in Air Troy Estates about a month ago. There was a remnant 1.5 acre parcel there next door. It was there's a deed restriction from the 70s on it that says it can't be built on because it didn't perk, essentially. It used to be 3 acres. There was a CSM done years ago. Robert sold off an acre and a half to somebody 2 doors down, essentially. They had it perked, had the restriction removed that you could build a house on it. It perked. They did a CSM. There's a house there that was built in 2005. So what the Mick family's intention is to ask for the same thing, remove the restriction that it cannot have a single family home on it. We do have a perk, properties perked. We do have a letter from Air Troy Estates in favor of it. I don't know, do you guys have that letter as well? Great. Yes, that wasn't part of my package.
Oh, no.
Thanks, Jen.
That's yours.
So essentially what they're looking to do is they're seeking an approval to get that item removed.
Okay. I'm kind of surprised it has to come to us. But because it's a kind of a private property restriction, but I'm not, that's not
We're
a-
here. We're here.
Yes, and if, I mean, you've got the mound laid out, it perks.
Yeah.
Any questions of the applicant? I know John mentioned like, hey, how do we know it perks? But the perk test was in there. John's not here tonight anyway, but, all right, no questions for the applicant? All right, thank you. Would anybody in the audience like to speak in favor of the proposal? Would anybody like to speak against the proposal? Okay, actually, I forgot to have discussion amongst commissioners before I did that, but we have no public comment. To me, this kind of is a I dotting T crossing, something from the 70s that, I mean, to be honest, even if it didn't perk, I'd probably be okay with it. They'd have to put in a tank, but that's on them. Why should we put that restriction on them? So I guess, is there any other discussion amongst commissioners?
I just have one question, would it be prudent to have this officially signed? I mean, where it's a proposal. I mean, I see the perk, but this is gonna be,
So it would get recorded and
Yeah.
signed with the county once they get the okay from you.
alright,
So what Nick Sigmund it has asked for is, he's asked for a letter from you folks if you approve it, and then they'll sign off on it.
So just for a matter of, we are advisory to the town board, so that would come from the town board, but just. The other thing I would mention is the Troy Estates Board of Directors has no problem with it either. Like, again, I'm not here to tell anybody that, I'm not looking at this perk test and saying, yes, I'm an expert and I know it perks and they're good. It's up to them. If it doesn't perk, the sewage is going back in their house. So not really my problem. That's their due diligence, I guess. So I guess enough discussion about that. Would anybody like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the correction restrictions removal for lot 1 CSM 1227 Air Troy Estates, parcel number PA 122700001.
We have a motion to approve the restriction removal. Do we have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Yes.
Every second Monday of the month typically,
Yeah, this coming up Monday. Might
but
be
you have
able
to get on
sneak
the docket.
They will.
Yeah,
You'll be on.
you'll be
You'll be on
on
the
it.
agenda for Monday.
So Monday, the
6:30.
And then other business, we have that.
All right, other business amongst commissioners. We are gonna meet in 2 weeks, even though we decided on everything. So if everybody could keep their schedule clear, and maybe we can reach out to Ben as well. The bottom line is the sanitary district number 2, we gave them approval for a lot line variance. The county says now they have to update their conditional use. Their use is not changing. I have no idea why it's coming back, got kicked back to us. I tried doing it, Joe Clarkowski and I tried just saying, come on, it's the sanitary district. And then what Chuck is like, hey, a lot of people are depending on this. I'm like, so am I. I'm in sanitary district too. So the compromise, rather than have him wait a month, and we couldn't get him legally on the agenda and get everybody noticed. Couldn't get everybody noticed. So we're gonna come in 2 weeks, just do that quick thing for the sanitary district too. So Jess, if you could come again in Paul's place, and we could reach out to Ben and let him know. But there will be an agenda, and just like normal weeks, we'll get another packet. But we are coming back in 2 weeks, so
Is that for that parcel by Potters?
correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Somebody have
Pretty
that
much
date.
the same packet, just
What's that?
another application.
It's just conditional use versus variance.
Okay.
And if he had put both on that to us, it would have been a non-issue. My thing is, he's not changing the conditional use one bit.
Right.
So why do we need to approve changing the conditional use? So,
I think
but it's a
the
county thing.
argument is that it's a building and it wasn't a building.
Okay.
That's how she's.
Again,
she's changing it.
regardless, it's, Kate's not gonna change her mind on it.
No.
So we are coming back in 2 weeks. Is the
November
month.
20th?
Yes.
Correct. So it's not the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. So.
Since 1980.
Correct. Is there any other business amongst commissioners? Any public comment? Then, sir. If you could just state your name and address,
Yes, Jim
please.
Zimmerman, W425 Middle Road. I'm worried about this because I grew up in Illinois, right? Don't want to do it again. What's going on with them Schaefervilles? Anybody permits been drawn for that building? What's going on down there? Does anybody know what's going on down there?
The last we talked, I thought you were gonna check with Vince Budiak.
Yeah, I never did, I'm sorry. But
Okay.
So is he, I don't know how this works. Does he apply for permits to you people, to the county, or how's this all work?
So he would apply for a permit with Vince Budiak with the Town of East Troy
Okay.
Town of East Troy Building Inspector.
Building inspector.
He would then also need to get a zoning permit from the county to make sure he's not in the setback or anything like that. But it starts with Vince. So if you reach out to Vince, and if you want, I can give you his number.
I've got his
before
number
we leave.
somewhere, I can look it up.
And I'm sure it's even on the town website, or I could give it to you before you leave if you want. So, but start with Vince, and if Vince says they have a permit, then they have a permit and they went through the proper channels.
Okay.
If Vince says, I don't know what you're talking about,
Yeah,
then there's, the red flag goes up.
Right.
Vince will stop him, the county will stop him,
I was just curious what's going on.
sure. Vince would be the person to look into
Okay, man, thank
it.
you very much.
Yep. Any other public comment? With nothing, I would take a motion to adjourn.
I move we adjourn.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We're adjourned, thank you.
There's an airplane that crashed.
Let me know if they-
Yeah.